The French capital Paris has undergone a €125 million facelift to make it more inclusive as it hosts the Paralympic Games this week. Now, we are just a few hours away from the opening ceremony, and our reporter Sabrina Ng is standing by live from Paris. Sabrina, it's good to see you there. What's the atmosphere like in Paris right now?
Well, Shao, we're about 4 hours away from the opening ceremony, and even so, the atmosphere here is absolutely electric. Everyone's just buzzing and getting ready to go ahead with the games. So in fact, we've actually seen a few media outlets, jostling for the best spots. So where I am right now, in front of the Arc de Triomphe, this is one of the popular spots for media, and that's because in a few hours, the streets behind me will be transformed as some 4,400 para-athletes parade down the Champs-Élysées, the world's most famous and most beautiful avenue, on their way to the Place de la Concorde, which is where the opening ceremony is held. And among them, of course, will be 10 of our Team Singapore para-athletes who will be flying the nation's flag high. And speaking of the Place de la Concorde, this is Paris' biggest plaza, and it's right smack in the middle of the city. And it's also the first time where a Paralympics opening ceremony has actually been brought out of a stadium context and into the streets, into the place where the public can access. So even if you're not able to secure a ticket into the plaza to watch the ceremony, you'll still be able to catch a glimpse of your favorite para-athletes if you're camping outside at the roads where I am right now. And earlier I spoke to some of the spectators who come from all over the world about how they feel about, the upcoming Paralympic Games and just their thoughts towards the athletes.
Checking out the opening ceremony and some of the sights in Paris.
Athletes are very strong, and they've trained so hard just to be here, so it will be really cool to cheer them on.
Yeah, for the ceremony for the Paralympics and for my country, India.
So, Sabrina, what are some efforts Paris has made to make the city more inclusive?
Well, it has been many, many years in the making to make Paris a more inclusive city, right? And that's because Paris is expecting some 350,000 visitors this summer who have various forms of disability. So this could be visual or limited mobility. And to commit to that effort, to make the city more inclusive, the city has committed about 125 million euros into shaping the city into a more accessible one. So over the past few days, my team and I have been on the ground, and we've observed that, the pavements here, the roads, they are smoother and wider, and that's really to accommodate those who are maybe using a wheelchair or maybe not so easy to get around using a cane, and that's to help them, make their journey smoother. And beyond that, we also see, changes made to the different arenas. So, for example, the arenas where the swimming competitions are going to be held, there are seats in front that they're actually wider and bigger and made to accommodate wheelchairs. And all these, changes are not just temporary. They're not just for the Games. Paris is committed to making sure that it's going to leave behind a lasting legacy of inclusivity. So they have pledged to make 17 of their districts more accessible for those with disabilities by the end of this year. And that means that if you have a disability, you should be able to get somewhere near, like an amenities, a school, a market, within 15 minutes of you leaving the house. And that's really to make sure that this city and beyond the Games, they're going to leave behind a legacy that is, this city is one that's committed to being inclusive and accessible to everyone.
All right. Thank you very much, Sabrina. Sabrina Ng there reporting live from the Paralympic Games in Paris.